This is my review on my 2018 F150 XLT with the FX4 package. I had the truck about a month now. I'm going to tell you what the features are and my opinion about how it's been so far. It is the Oxford White from Ford. The grille insert here is the magnetic gray, which I think looks amazing with this truck. From the previous generation, 15 to 17, actually liked the grille a lot better, wanted that truck. Got talked into buying an 18, and honestly I couldn't be happier. This grille's really grown on me. Love the look of this truck. It's a great truck. As you can see, I did Plasti Dip the emblem. I did the front, the back, and both sides. Plasti Dipping, I did post a video yesterday on how to properly do it. It is super simple and quick and easy. I will post another video on how to take the front and back emblems off. That is a real pain, and all the research I did, there was only one video, and the guy described it but didn't really go into enough depth to show somebody that doesn't know how. So that will be coming soon. If you can see here on the rims, these are the rims for an 18. I know you can get it with the FX4, you can get it with a Sport, so I'm not sure how they decide what it goes on, but these are 18-inch rims. These are the best rims, in my opinion, that Ford puts out. You can go onto Ford.com, build your own truck, see all the different sets of wheels that you can get. These, by far, in my opinion, are the best. I mean, they look great, and they're easy to keep clean. Like I said, I did Plasti Dip all the emblems. These mirrors here, they are not power. It does have a turn signal, but that's about it. Well, the mirror defrost. I know the mirror's dirty. Apologize. It's been raining here a while. Now, it is the crew cab. It does have the Ford Keypad, if you want to use that. I think I've used it twice, just because it's a nice little feature. The running boards. I know if you go up a trim, you can get the power running boards. You open the door to get in, the running boards will come down. You close the door once you're in, the running boards will come back up. Yes, that's a nice fancy feature. I didn't want it. I like running a truck with running boards at all times. I just think it looks good. It's always there, and it's not something else I got to worry about breaking. Let's take a look in the back seat while we're back here. Like I said, it is a crew cab, so you have plenty of room. Plenty. Daughter can barely kick the back of that. I'm 6'1", seat is back as far as it can go for my comfortability. It probably actually can go back farther, but that's where I drive. My wife's 5'11", she can sit back here, and her knees have about 3 or 4 inches before they hit the back of that seat. Plenty of room. The whole way across this bench here in the back, this does come up, makes it completely flat up against here, so you have that entire floor down here to put anything you want. I mean, if it was the truck was a little wider, you could probably fit a twin mattress back there, no problem. It's great for getting groceries. This is my daily driver, so I've done it, and it works great. Groceries not falling off the seat as you're going around a turn or something. Back here, as you can see, it didn't come with any kind of liner in the bed. We'll be getting a Line-X put in, hopefully here within a month or so, and I'll try to do get Line-X to allow me to do a video on that. But while we're back here, it does have the LED lights. This is neat. I had a 16 Ram. It had the lights in the bed, but it did not have the switch back here. You could only do it from up front. Now this, you can do it from up front, but it also does it back here. Makes it really nice when you're back here. You don't want to walk the whole way back up to the front of the truck, turn the lights on, then walk back here. So that's a nice little feature. It does have the backup camera. Like I said, I Plasti Dipped all the emblems. It is there. Another thing about the 18s, the F150 stamped into the back of the tailgate. That, I just think it looks really, really good. You can actually get inserts for that. Variety of different colors. You can get them off Amazon, which is coming within the next month for this truck. We'll do a video on that as well. It does have the heavy duty towing package, which puts it at 11,600 pounds for this 5.0 V8. Let's walk here around this side so you can get a good view of the whole thing. Now, if you do get the EcoBoost in the 18s, 3.5 with the max towing, you can go up to 13,200 pounds. Just an FYI. Moving on to the inside. First door. Does not come with memory seats. Kind of wish it had those. I mean, I know you can get them on the higher trims. Wish an XLT had it, especially for the price that I paid for this truck. It should have had it. But both driver and passenger front windows are one click up and down. Of course, like I said, the heated mirrors, plenty of little cubbies to put anything you could imagine in here. This big one here in the middle, yes, that's my little trash bin. Makes it nice. Just stick your hand in, grab it. Trash can at the gas station. Coming in, I do have aftermarket floor liners here in the front. I did have WeatherTech before, but these, I mean, they're the exact same thing basically. They come up, they meet way up here, they cover your entire carpet, and they're like $30 cheaper. Couldn't beat it. Here, driver and passenger, both power seats. Has a lumbar support, seat up and down, reclines, whole 9 yards. That is a nice little thing that since both seats do it. Love that it says F150 there. It doesn't matter, it doesn't do anything. You can't see it when the door's closed, but opening it up, it's just nice. Now down here, you do have the electronic parking brake and the pedals to move them forward and backward. Then here, you have the light for the bed to turn them on from inside, fog lights, of course your headlights, and then the brightness for your instrument cluster and your dash and all that. Moving in here. Like I said, this is the XLT. Now you can get an 18 XL with the STX package, and it will come with everything you're seeing interior wise. Without turning the truck on, this is what it's going to look like, except for the column or the gear shifter here. It will be up on the column, which is why I did not go for that cheaper option. I wanted the gear shift in the middle. Steering wheel, normal. Menu for the instrument cluster, volume, media, phone, cruise. Simple, easy. Then you move over, you got your 4-wheel drive. It does an electronic locking differential, Pro Trailer backup, which cannot wait to try. Kind of interested to see how that works. Over here, it does have heated seats, not air-conditioned seats. Again, got to go up another trim level for that. Not dual climate. Got to go up another trim level for that. But it is pretty nice. I don't see the point in going up another trim level except for the air-conditioned seats. That's nice, especially down here in the south. Hill descent, traction control, auto start and stop. Everybody complains about it. This is the button right here that you have to push each and every time you get in your truck if you want it to be off. That's the button. I don't find it that big of a pain. When I want it off, I turn it off. But I'm not going to permanently disable it because I'm going to try and take Ford's word for it, and it saves you gas. Then on this side, 12 volt, 110. I did have a fast charger plugged into here. It was annoying. Always hanging down to the floor. It just sucked. So I actually took that out and put the USB here. Now, since Ford upgraded their USB connection ports here, they did that, I believe, in 16. This USB actually charges faster than the fast charger now. Now, I have a S9, so if anybody's curious, but this USB does charge faster. Only thing, at night, I don't like a lot of lights in the inside. I like it dark. if you can see it lighting up here, reflecting, the USBs light up the Ford Blue. That, keep it closed. It's always closed if I don't need that charger. Coming over here, like I said, the center gear shifter, drive mode here. Once I turn on the truck, I'll show you what that does. Just wet roads, eco, sport, that kind of thing. This button here, this is more for tow, but when you're just driving along, if you push it, it will bring up the gears on your instrument panel, just so you can see it shifting. It does have a little thing, a little hole right here to put stuff. If you smoke, as you can see, fits perfectly. 2 cup holders, which are nice. These are not the sticky ones. They move in and out. Love it. You can get by a can of soda, you know, you put it in a cup holder and it's always splashing around, getting everything sticky around it. Doesn't move. Holds everything tight. Very nice. Of course, 2 more cup holders there in the back. Now, this center console, it is huge. Plenty of room. It does have 2 pen holders here on the back. Took me about a week to find them, but it does have it. As you can see, it does have 2 holders up here at the top. It will only come with 1. I got this one off of Amazon, and I will put a link in the description below for that. Customizing a truck, you can buy all kinds of different things. However, I decided to get that because of this. It moves. Every turn I would go around, it would slide all the time, and it just got on my nerves. So I went ahead and got this. It was $15, and it just adds more storage for it. Not that you need it, because with the bottom down here, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot in there, but it is so deep. It is probably a foot deep and probably 16 inches wide. There is almost nothing you could fit in there. You know, the big old 90s lunch coolers, that would probably fit in there if you took this out. Not a doubt in my mind. Now, these rails here, if you can see that is actually for file folders. Ford has made this truck so you can work right out of it. Put your file holders across it, and they'll sit right there perfect. All right, now let's, of course, glove box. Go ahead and show it in case, oh, well, you missed something. Up here, I don't know, it looks nice, but I don't know what you would ever put here. Everything's gonna fall on the floor. Glove box, little cubby up here where I keep the book. Down here, anything else I need. Glove box, I mean, it looks roomy, but even the book that comes with it, you can't put it down here. This won't shut. So, I mean, it's not very, it looks roomy, but it's not really that much room in there. Let's go ahead and turn the truck on here. Now, if you look at this screen here, okay, you see how it has the gold color? Obviously, that is not Ford, that is Lincoln. However, I bought Forescan, which will be in another video on how to do that, what code you need. I like this one better. I like it better than the Ford Blue. To me, it just goes well with the black interior. Once you open the door before you get in, the screen comes up, instead of Ford, it'll come up Black Label. That's the one I chose. It looks great in my opinion. To the instrument cluster here, as you can see, I only have just under 5,000 miles on this. Gas mileage isn't too bad for a V8. On the road trip from Oklahoma to Pennsylvania, my wife and I took 2 weeks ago. Actually, the inside of the truck was completely loaded, not an inch to spare, and we were getting 19.8 miles to the gallon. So, I mean, it's not bad for a V8. This, of course, was before the quote-unquote break-in period where the gas mileage is supposed to get better. Now that I've hit that mark, I kind of want to take another road trip just to see how much better it really does, because this city and highway driving, our gas mileage isn't that great at all. But you go through your keypad here, tire pressure, transmission, all that wonderful stuff. Back, gas mileage, this is your average. That's 18.2 is what it's at right now. The last trip That was, I started that before we come back, and like I said, it was 19.8. It's dropped a gallon since we've been back. Go to trip 1. This is, I just filled up Friday, and I've averaged 16.3 miles to the gallon since, because I reset it. And it does take a while for it to build back up, especially with the city driving. The auto start and stop. If you push that button, I'll show you, it will come up, deactivated. Okay, turned it back on. It doesn't matter what screen you're on. If you turn that button, push that button, that little pop-up will be there. Compass, of course, and you can change that to where if you want it to always set to due north, or you want it to change with your vehicle. This last 30 minutes of driving, if you can see that bar, I was actually getting roughly 25 miles to the gallon, and then right before that, probably about 23. So it's really not that bad for a V8 on gas mileage. It's better than the 16 Ram I had, that's for sure. Off-road, this is a nice thing. Really like this. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it's just nice and cool that it's there, I guess. On the trips going through the mountains back in Pennsylvania, I did turn this on just to see how it registers, and it is pretty cool. It does work. It adjusts immediately. I mean, if you're really into off-road, I'm sure this will come in handy for you, but I'm more road queen, I guess, and it's not really going to do much for me. Then, of course, your advanced settings, your vehicle, how you want to change your lights, your locks, oil, remote start, all that. Now, my key, something cool Ford does, if you didn't know about it, of course, your 2 keys. One can be yours, the administrator, and the other one is my key. If you have a teenage driver or something, you can set that key right here, and you can make it so there's rules to it. They can't go any faster than 60 miles an hour. The car will not go into drive if they don't have their seatbelt on. Stuff like that. So if you're a parent with a teenage driver, that is a really nice feature, I think, to make sure that, you know, your kid's being safe and following the rules. Back over here, of course, this is an 18, so it does have the Sync 3. If you have an older model Ford, you can go onto Ford's website. Make sure you have a USB drive. Plug it in your computer, download the update from the Ford website, and if you still have Sync 2 or something, you can update to the Sync 3. But this one did come with navigation, which I think is amazing. My last 4 vehicles have had navigation. The last one, I didn't even use it. I still used Google Maps because the navigation was just awful. This one, you can actually zoom in, pinching just like you do on your phone. It is really nice. My last one, as soon as you touch that screen, whether it's 1 finger, 2 fingers, you're going to make a mark, and that's where it thinks you want to go. It drove me nuts. But like I said, this one is nice. You can zoom in. Of course, you have your regular buttons here, and you can go to the mileage here that you want. It does come with Sirius for 6 months. Free trial. With being 2018, I really would have thought it'd been a year, because I'm pretty sure Ram does a year. But I got it 6 months. But sound system, so you can hear it real quick. This is, like I said, XLT, nothing special. It's not awful, not at all. Now, I will say, we're going through ForScan codes. I did see something that it said about changing your speakers or making sure it was turned on into the codes from the truck. I looked, and it said that my front rear speakers were not on. I mean, they were. I could hear the radio. Everything worked. I wanted to test it out. I put in the number for the code to turn it on. And I personally, my wife and I both can hear a difference in the sound. So I'm not sure what it did, if anything, or we're just paranoid. But we can hear a difference in the sound. I think it sounds better now. So again, ForScan's awesome. You might want to look into it. Make sure to stay tuned for that video. Of course, phone, Bluetooth, it will read your text messages, all that. You can reply back, but you cannot do it while you're driving. Apps. Now, mobile apps. You can, of course, hook your phone up to this, but the issue here is Ford does not allow any phone to do that. I guess it's like a contract they have, and you need to get on the Ford website. If this is really important to you, get on the Ford website and look up the phones that are compatible with Sync 3. Like I said, I have an S9. It is not compatible. I cannot add apps to this system. Of course, I can through Android Auto. I can plug it in and do that, but I can't add them to the screen or anything like that. Ford Pass, that is something that is actually pretty neat. My wife has a Hyundai, and it's fully loaded. And the thing, it doesn't even have remote start. You have to download Hyundai's app and pay minimum $200 a year to be able to remote start your car, to be able to get a vehicle health report and all that stuff. $200 a year. Ford for free. Ford Pass. Now, like I said, the Sirius was a year trial. This Travel Link, didn't know about it. Went through it. It's actually pretty cool. This is for 5 years. Fuel prices. It takes the location of the truck and gives me gas stations and the prices and how far away they are if I need gas that bad. Traffic. It'll give me roads nearby, how fast the traffic is moving, so I know if I'm hitting rush hours at a different road or something. Weather. Exactly where you are, what the weather is immediately. I think that is pretty cool. Never seen that on a vehicle before, or I've never heard of Travel Link, but I think it's pretty neat. It'll even give me movie theaters in the area, and click on it, tell me what movies are playing. Pretty cool. Settings, of course, your normal settings. Now, if you can't tell, it moves pretty nice, just like your phone would. It doesn't really, it's sensitive. You don't have to jam on the screen to make sure it's working. Something I do want to show, if you don't have forescan and you want to test out the backgrounds here, testing settings, theme, and you can change all of them. You see all the little backgrounds you can get. Now, forescan doesn't give you all these little options because they're all basically the same. Lincoln Black Label, Continental, there's nothing different about some of these. So forescan doesn't give you 20 options because they're all the same anyway. But before you get forescan, you want to test it out, see which look you want. All you have to do is push this button here and this one, both right arrows at the same time, hold them in, and it will pop up. I will show you that now. Okay, that is testing. It's just doing the speakers and the test, because that's annoying. But go to test settings here, and then there it is. I tested it out. This is the screen I found. That's what I did through forescan. Now, I did put it on my settings here because as soon as you turn off the truck, turn it back on, it's gone. If you want to continue to change it until you get forescan or something like that, that's why I put it on the home menu here. As long as you're not moving, you can go into settings, testing settings, and then click it real quick and change it. So I thought that was kind of nice. Real quick, Android Auto, door keypad code if you want to change it. Camera settings, it doesn't give you anything just except you can turn off your rear camera. Display, there's nothing. Your brightness, or you can make the screen black. Valet mode, I think that's a cool little thing. Never used it, so I'm not sure what it does. Not gonna tell you about it. Wi-Fi and hotspot. Ford does. I know Ram's had this for a while. Ford, don't know if they have or not, but I know they have it now. There's an antenna on the top of this truck. Not all F-150s come with this. It must be included in the package. You can go through AT&T and get Wi-Fi directly to the truck, and that's what that would be for, or hooking it up to your house, your phone, or something like that. Wi-Fi through there. Mobile apps. If you do have a compatible phone, you of course have to turn that on, and then you can update it and all that. Add whatever apps is available. I cannot tell you which ones because again, my phone is not compatible with the mobile apps. Up here, there's the rear window. I'm going to show you this cord here that I was talking about. Okay, right there. Okay, you see that cord right there? That's the power for the window. That's what I was meaning earlier with the previous generations being an issue. I don't know if this one will or not. Then, of course, the rest of your dome lights on. All of them on. Door is open, the lights come on. Overall, love this truck. It's a great truck. Wouldn't trade it for nothing. If you're in the market, F-150 is a great decision. I looked at Sierras. I looked at the Rams. I mean, the ride in here is amazingly comfortable, especially compared to the Sierras. They are stiff, and I was pretty disappointed when they're supposed to be a luxury truck. But the Ram, it is a comfortable truck, but the back seat sucks. It's not as nice of an interior as this F-150 in my opinion. And comparable to an XLT, of course, would be Bighorn on the Ram, just not as nice. 2019 Rams, that's a different story. They are something special. They look great. Last thing to point out, these seats. I think they look amazing. And they are really comfortable. Like I said, wife and I drove to Pennsylvania from Oklahoma. It took us switching on and off driving 20 and a half hours sitting in these seats. They have to be comfortable. They were something else. Hope you liked the video. Hope you liked the truck. If you're in the market, definitely give this a look. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe. Thanks.